What's up, everybody? It's your boy B-Dab, owner of Humble Cuts. In today's video, we're going to talk about 3 things you might need to get started with cutting hair. The first thing that you might want to pick up is a clipper. Now, the clipper is going to be what you're going to be using to fade, debulk, etc. And I would highly recommend you going straight into getting the clipper that you think is the best and that works with you. I wouldn't recommend going the cheap route because in my experience, when I did go the cheap route, something always went wrong with the clippers. Like, I got some from Amazon that were like 20 bucks and didn't cut how I wanted to when I was cutting my nephews and stuff like that. And I ended up paying more and more and more money. And then when you calculate all that from buying all the clippers that you're trying to save 20, 30, 40 bucks, like it's the money that you would have spent if you would have just went and got a clipper. So me personally, when I first started, I started out with the Rebel trimmer, or Rebel clipper, I should say. And it worked wonders for me and was perfect for me starting out. And if I think that would have been the best option for me starting out. It's kind of a cheaper clipper, but it did exactly what I needed it to do. As of right now, I am running with the Stylecraft Instincts, and these, in my opinion, are butter. There's people that like them, there's people that don't like them, but I feel like they get the job done for me. I think it's cool how they come with different colors and stuff like that. And no, I'm not sponsored by any of these companies that I'm getting ready to talk about. This is just what I prefer. It's small, compact, can fit in my hand. I like the colorway. I had the red on last week. I have the black on this week. It comes with the different levers. And honestly, it has long run time. It was something that I knew I wanted to invest in, and I knew I wasn't gonna get rid of these. So the first thing that you will wanna invest in is a decent pair of clippers. There's a lot of different places that you can get them from. You can go to a supply store, like a Sally's or maybe a Barber Supply in your area. Me personally, I went to a Barber Supply because I didn't want to have to wait for Amazon to deliver it, even though I could have had same day delivery. I don't know, I'm just like that. And I needed my stuff now, so I went and bought it in person. But you could always look on Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, for clippers and trimmers if you're going to sanitize them right, and if the clipper and trimmer works well. I mean, for sure, if you could save a little bit of money doing that, but don't try to take the cheap route and buy a $20 clipper trimmer and be like, oh, well, it sucks. Well, yeah, you're getting what you pay for. The next thing that you should invest in is a trimmer, right? So the trimmers are going to be used to sometimes debulk, sometimes knock out that bottom line, and to line up, right? So for me personally, I do have multiple trimmers that do different things. So these Babyliss trimmers, you never can go wrong with them. They're hitters. They're going to be good every single time. Wherever you need to start the line, it's going to cut off the amount of hair that you want, right? You can zero gap them. These are amazing, right? So I use these. Me personally, I use these for debulking and for knocking out that bottom line because they do cut sharp. But for me, I needed multiple trimmers just in case I cut kids. I don't want these to be too sharp and end up cutting the kid's head or anything like that. So I do have a second pair. The wall detailers, these are fire. I got the set, and these ones right here I've been using as my main liners. Just because they do exactly what I need them to do. They're sharp. They're kind of on the cheaper side as well, but they're fire, man. I've heard great things about them. They've been amazing in my journey with them, and I think they're a good primary set of trimmers. The detailers are going for about $140 to $170. I could be wrong, but the Babyliss, I know they're going for $180 right now. $180 on Amazon. If you go into a Barber Supply, probably $190 or something like that. But you can get a good pair for that price. Last but not least is the shaver. The shaver is going to be used to knock out the small hairs after you start your initial guideline or cleaning up underneath the beard. Those small hairs that the clipper and trimmer cannot get. right? So these vary in price depending on, you know, what you get. You know, I went Babyliss again. I got the FX02 just because, you know, I heard great things about it. And actually one of my boys gave me this for free, but it's been working like butter. You know, sometimes I'll have to replace this foil head, like when it dulls out after a little bit of time, like, you know, 4 or 5 months. But for the most part, it's been working like, you know, like butter. And these are usually retailing around $100, what, 110. So, I mean, if you want to go the safe route, I'd go Babyliss. But there's a lot of great shavers out there. There is some with Stylecraft. I know they have the Uno out right now. It's a little small one that's like cheaper in price, but really strong. Has high RPMs. But you know me, I wanted the double, and I knew I wanted something that was going to, you know, first time when I go across it, I know it's gonna knock out all those little hairs. So I went with the Babyliss shaver, and I highly recommend you to do the same. So all together, you're looking at clipper around 220, trimmer, let's just say 180, and for your shaver, you're looking at another $110. I'm not that good at math, so I'm gonna go ahead and calculate this for you guys, right? So we got 220 for the clipper, you know, a decent clipper. We got 180 for the trimmer, and now we got another 110 for the shaver. You're looking at around $510. Now, if you're getting started with it, you're gonna make your money back. With using these, you're not gonna have to replace them. You're not gonna have to worry about like, oh, they're not cutting how I want them to. It's gonna be a great starting foundation for you. So for me, when I got my Stylecraft Rebels clipper and trimmer, and I had my shaver, that's all I needed. You know, I had what I needed to get better and to succeed. And in the same ways, if you find you might like Babyliss, you might like Stylecraft, you might like Cyborg, like whatever company it is, whatever you're comfortable with or whatever you're accessible to, it can get the job done. It's just all on you with studying and finding your foundation of like how you like to fade or whatever it may be. But $510, you know, to get started, to invest in something that's gonna put money back into your pocket, I don't think it's a bad deal. If you really think about it, every month you're investing money into something, whether if it's food, whether if it's, you know, going out, whether if it's video games, you're investing money into something. So $510 might be a lot to somebody, but it's really not. If you put money into something that could put money back into your pocket, I'm telling you, you're not gonna regret it, right? Every time you buy the new 2K or the new Madden, that's not gonna put money back into your pocket. You're gonna have to buy it again the very next year and the year after that, or you're buying Fortnite V-Bucks, or you're buying shoes. Like, yeah, you can flip and sell shoes, but in all reality, you're wasting your money, right? So if you're making this investment, like with these three things, like it's gonna make you the money back, and it's gonna be a great investment if you decide to stick with it or not, you know? And you can always resell them. You can always go back on Facebook Marketplace and see if anybody wants them. And obviously you might not sell them for the price that you bought them for, but you can still get your money back, you know? So I highly recommend a clipper, something that is nice, decent, you know, not cheap, that you can learn with. Trimmer, something that is going to cut good for you, that is not going to be too dull or too weak for you to, you know, work with. And a shaver, something that can knock out those small hairs when you go over it the first time. So those three things are the three things I recommend to you to get started with cutting hair today. If you like the video, please like, subscribe, and share. Follow me on Instagram at Humble Cuts and also TikTok at Humble Cuts. We appreciate you, and we'll see you on the next video.